Mastodons took part in it, and they fell to Northern Iowa. This year, Hoopla number 2 is about to take place as IPFW is ready to host for the very first time the Hoosiers from Indiana University. Hi again, everybody. I'm Mike Moss. Welcome to this glorious day in December and women's basketball here on College 5 Sports. I'm joined by Dave Skelton, and Doc, Hoopla is a celebration of women's basketball.
Yes, and that's an appropriate name, Hoopla. I think we'll probably see a lot of hoopla here in this second game this afternoon. First game was an exciting game.
First game, Ball State came from a 9-point deficit, rallied and defeated Valparaiso, 68-59, and now IPFW getting ready to take on IU. First meeting between Indiana and IPFW.
Yeah, this should be a good one. There's several featured players. A 6'7" center for IU, a senior gal from British Columbia, Canada. So that should be exciting.
Also a player from the Fort Wayne area, senior Leah Enterline, who played at Heritage High School. She is a starter for the Hoosiers. IU comes into this game, Dave, with a record of 7-2, although they were throttled by Bowling Green on the road on Wednesday night.
Yeah, 2 or 3 days ago, their shooting just didn't catch up with them before the game was over. But they've had a good season, real good so far.
Speaking of IPFW, the Mastodons are 4-3, and they're coming off a 59-50 win on the road last Tuesday night at IUPUI. They were led by the junior guard, Johnny Lewis Carlisle, 18 points and 10 rebounds. IPFW, I should say, and IU, Dave, it ought to be a great contest.
This should be a really good one. It should be a pretty fast-paced game. We'll see how things go.
Again, it's the Hoosiers and the Mastodons. Please stay tuned. Starting lineups and the opening tip are coming up next right here on College 5 Sports.
I guess I'm like most kids. I work hard, I go to class, and I want a degree that's going to mean something. I had offers from other universities, but I wanted the best out of my college choice. I wanted a great education and the campus life to go with it. Student housing, Division I sports, I found it all right here at IPFW. Hey, this is my university, my life, so it's got to feel right. I'm really glad I chose IPFW. I love it here. Go to their website.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
Life is good, but with a master's degree from IPFW, it could be even better. You could land a promotion, earn more money, become a leader in your field. And IPFW makes it easy. With affordable tuition, night and weekend classes, and more than 20 graduate programs from business to education to public affairs and more. Become the master of your future. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne, your graduate university.
Hi everybody, welcome to the Hearing Aid Sports Center here on the campus of IPFW, along with Dave Skelton. This is Mike Moz, and we are getting ready to bring you today's women's basketball clash featuring the Hoosiers from Indiana University and the IPFW Mastodons. Game 2 of Hoopla, a celebration of women in basketball 2006. We said, Dave, IU comes in with a record of 7-2. They have a first-year head coach in Felicia Jack, and they have a player with local flavor in senior guard Leah Enterline.
Yeah, add to that an awfully good crowd here in the Gate Center this afternoon. This should be an exciting ball game.
Here are the starting lineups for IU. 3 guards. Nikki Smith is a 5'9 junior from Sylvania, Ohio. Jamie Brown is a 5'8 freshman from Marshfield, Wisconsin. And as we said, Leah Enterline, a 5'9 senior from Monroeville, played at Heritage High School. Up front, you have Whitney Thomas, a 6-foot sophomore from Bloomington, Indiana. And jumping center, Sarah McKay, a 6'7 senior from Victoria, BC. IPFW, Ashley Johnson, John Lewis Carlisle, Nan Moore at the guards. It is Lisa Malfit and Samantha Edwards up front, and IPFW wins the opening tap, and here we go. Dons moving from left to right on your television screen, wearing the white jerseys.
And it looks an awful lot like a zone defense from the IU Hoosiers at the moment.
Lisa Malfait in the trees, kicks it out. 3-point shot by Nan Moore, in and out, no good. Rebound controlled by Whitney Thomas, and here comes IU up the floor for the first time today. IPFW in a man-to-man defense to start things out. And we have a pushing foul, I believe, on Lisa Malfait.
Yeah, IPFW comes out in that really tough, pressured man-to-man defense that they've had some great success with lately.
First foul by either team. IU inbounded underneath their own basket. That is Leah Interline, number 31, pulling the trigger. McKay off the glass, a little strong. Thomas has it taken away by Nan Moore. IPFW up the floor in a hurry. Moore will fire another three, and this another gun in and out. Ball knocked out of bounds, last touched.
Yeah, that's
by Jamie Brown of IU.
2 shots by Nan, and both have gone in and out. Keep firing, Nan. The next one will go in.
Ashley Johnson will throw it in.
Okay, short corner.
Shauna Lewis Carlisle for 3. That's off the mark, but Johnson with an offensive rebound. IPFW 0 for 3, and they've all been from long distance. We played just over a minute here at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center. Johnson way wide of the mark on that attempt. Here comes IU up the floor, wearing the crimson uniforms. Inner line, left-hand shot is good.
Nice shot fake off of the deep corner. Came in and knocked down the jump shot.
Yeah, Interline playing in front of a lot of family and friends here in Fort Wayne. Lewis Carlisle, that's a good shot. John Lewis Carlisle averaging over 17 points a game, ties it up at 2.
Jonna got the ball down low that time to Lisa Malfate, then came back out, got the jump shot.
Nikki Smith is number 4, watched by Ashley Johnson. Smith is cut off. Oh, reach-in foul going to be called on Nan Moore, trying to steal the ball away from Jamie Brown. That is Nan's first, team's second. Comes with 18:02 left here in the first half. We are tied 2-2. Glad you could join us for IPFW women's basketball here on College 5 Sports.
And it has been a pretty fast pace to the game so far.
Lob pass into the 6'7" Sarah McKay. Taking it strong to the hole and missing the shot is Nikki Smith, and we've got a foul going to be called on Smith, trying to get her own missed shot.
Yep, she got a little too over anxious there after she had missed the layup. Reached in and got the foul.
IU with some full court pressure. Maybe one reason why Chris Paul uses 3 guards to start the game. Malfate travels with the basketball. It is the first turnover by the Mastodons.
Shot fake in the deep corner, and she couldn't quite hang on to the ball without moving her feet at the same time.
17:40 and counting here in the first half. We're tied 2-2. Indiana and IPFW. Thomas wants to drive on Malfate, and she travels. So a couple of turnovers now committed by Indiana. Ashley Johnson in front of her own bench, double team, but gets it to Jonna Lewis Carlisle. Samantha Edwards, baseline jumper is good. Redshirt freshman from Okemos gives IPFW their first lead at 4-2.
Nice feed that time from Jonna Lewis.
Lob pass for McKay, piece of cake.
That's going to be a tough play to stop.
Sarah
Big
McKay.
And she's active.
Sarah McKay out of British Columbia ties it at 4. Under 17 minutes here in the first half. Nan Moore's going to fire another 3, and that is off the mark. Nan is 0 for 3 from long distance. Jamie Brown with the ball, watched by Jonna Lewis Carlisle. Mastodons in that man-to-man defense. Give and go. Whitney Thomas wants to drive on Malfate, off the glass and in.
Nice spin move. Off the glass and in.
Whitney Thomas, sophomore, with her first bucket of the day. 6-4 in favor of IU as we near the 16-minute mark. Quickly paced first 4 minutes.
Yeah, the action's been up and down.
Jonna Lewis Cloud just a touch strong on the 3 ball. Back comes Indiana. Leah Interline, inside feed from McKay. Off the glass and in. 4 points now for Sarah McKay. IU up by 4, 8-4.
And that spin move down the left side and using the left hand for the layup has been very effective.
Again, Hoosiers with full court pressure. Ashley Johnson gets it to Lewis Carlisle and back to AJ, senior from Kokomo. Wants to drive. Little pull-up shot is good.
Ashley Johnson, their first bucket.
8-6 is our score. Indiana with the lead in the basketball. As we are nearing the 15-minute mark of the first half, and now we have a whistle and a player control foul called on IU. Whitney Thomas with their first. We have timeout on the floor. 15-14 left in the first half. It is Indiana 8, IPFW 6. You're watching IPFW Women's Basketball on College 5 Sports.
I've gone away to a college where the class size is small.
I've gone away to a college with a beautiful campus.
I've gone away to a college that cares about diversity.
I've gone away to a college where I get to live in my own apartment instead of living in a dorm room.
I've gone away to a college that really isn't that far away at all.
I go to IPFW.
IPFW.
I go to IPFW.
To find out more about college life at IPFW, go to our website. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
Diabetes is a killer. After I was diagnosed, I didn't feel sick, so I didn't listen to my doctor. Then it struck. I had a heart attack, then a stroke, and I was only 49.
People with diabetes are 2 to 4 times more likely to suffer a stroke than people without diabetes, and many who survive are severely disabled.
Don't let diabetes destroy your life.
Learn how to reduce your risk of stroke. Call for your free diabetes survival guide.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Hilliard Gates Sports Center on the campus of IPFW, along with Dave Skelton. This is Mike Maas. IPFW trailing Indiana 8-6. Just over 15 minutes left in the first half. Substitutions: Julianne Huna in for IPFW, Kim Robeson in for IU.
And the IU full court defense is more a matter of disrupting rather than trying to steal the ball.
Julianne Huna tried to force up a shot and was off the mark. Hoosiers running quickly down the floor. And Robeson forces up a shot, and she is fouled. And Kim Robeson, a 5'10 sophomore from Indianapolis, will shoot a pair.
Robeson did a nice job that time catching the ball, let alone trying to get a shot at it.
The foul was on Nan Moore, her second, team third. Kim Robeson, 53% free throw shooter, and that attempt bounces off the rim. Hillary O'Connell, number 22, is a fifth-year senior from Warsaw, Indiana. She is on the floor now for the Dons. Second free throw attempt coming, and that is off the mark as well. Samantha Edwards pulls down the board, so IU misses 2 at the stripe. Ashley Johnson in the left corner, watched by Leah Enterline. Almost looks like IU's playing a matchup zone, Doc.
Yeah, they've been in that zone, I think, most of the ball game so far.
Pass intended for Huna, knocked away momentarily, but Julianne picks it up.
They got a
fresh 30.
Yeah, I'm not sure that should have been, but
IPFW will take every break they can get. Hillary O'Connell for 3, and that's off the rim. Rebounded by Kim Robeson. Kim will bring it up over midcourt. Lob pass for Whitney Thomas. Kick back, shot up and off the mark. Ball knocked out of bounds. They say last touch by Jonna Lewis Carlisle. Jamie Brown was the guy who missed that shot. Coming in for IU is Carrie Smith, number 44, a 6'1 senior out of Indianapolis. Hoosiers are inbounded underneath their own basket. Robeson to pull the trigger. And she threw it away. Here comes Jonna Lewis Carlisle, 1-on-3. Forces the shot up, no good. Scrum for the rebound, and IU comes down with it. And the Hoosiers are running.
Yeah, they get the ball up the floor very quickly. Then they go into their half-court set. IPFW keeps the man-to-man pressure.
Jamie Brown on the right side. Lob pass for Whitney Thomas. Give and go is good.
Weak side defense got to be alert to that pass coming up on the top.
Thomas with 4 points, and now we've got a kick. IPFW will retain possession.
Tina Malone into the ball game for IPFW.
6-foot sophomore out of Oslo, Norway, replacing Samantha Edwards. And let's see, IU's made a change as well. I believe Sarah McKay is back on the floor.
Came back in after a short rest.
Not hard to miss the senior. She's 6 feet 7 inches tall. PFW with the basketball. Huna in the block. Off the glass. No.
Couldn't get the right bounce off of that rim.
McKay with the board, and up the floor is Robeson. McKay from way downtown misses everything, and the ball goes out of bounds.
She was about 3 feet behind the arc and missed the rim about the same.
Perhaps an ill-advised shot, or coach Felicia Jack might say.
Probably not going to be the favorite spot that they want her to shoot from.
Here is Ashley Johnson up over midcourt. A lot of movement. Jonna Lewis Carlisle, touch strong. Huna with the offensive board, and she throws it away. Hillary O'Connell tried to get it. It is another turnover, the second on IPFW. Donette in the crowd today, Dave.
Yes, looks like she's having a good time here this afternoon.
10-6 is our score, 12 and a half minutes left in the first half. IU on top of IPFW. Leah Enterline picks up the loose ball and gets it to Brown. McKay kicks it out. Enterline for three, yes. The senior from Heritage High School puts IU on top 13-6.
As a senior, Leah Enterline has picked up her scoring considerably. She's got a good-looking shot.
Huna in the trees, kicks it out. Lewis Carlisle knocks down a three. Jonna Lewis Carlisle now has 5 points. A badly needed bucket at that. Player control foul. Rick Foxen says Leah Enterline committed the infraction, her first. Another timeout on the floor. 11:45 left in the first half. It's IU 13, IPFW 9. You're watching IPFW Women's Basketball on College 5 Sports.
You know, if she continues to spill product at a rate of 3 per hour, unit cost, say 60 cents. Factor in breakage, downtime, lost sales, you're looking at $2,400 a month. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
Parents, there's something you can do to protect your kids from drugs and alcohol. Combine ground beef with egg, tomato sauce, breadcrumbs, and spices. Bake in an oven-safe pan at 350 for 50 minutes. Serve hot.
This is Jamie Lee Curtis. Children who eat dinner with their families are less likely to smoke, drink, or use drugs. So, have dinner together every day.
Delicious.
A message from CASA, Center on Addiction and Substance Abuse at Columbia University.
Back at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center. 13-9 is our score. The visitors from Bloomington, the Indiana Hoosiers on top. IPFW in the white uniforms for the basketball, moving from left to right on your television screen. It's Ashley Johnson. And she forces up a 16-footer and hits.
AJ's second bucket.
Cuts the lead to 2. 13-11. Johnson with 4 points, as Dave Skelton says. Back comes IU, and they're going to try to get the ball inside to McKay, and she knocks it off the glass and in and draws the foul to boot.
And again, she did a nice job of getting the pass, controlling the pass among 2 defenders, and then going up with the shot.
Foul was on Julianne Huna. That is her first. One more free throw coming, and that's good.
She goes out for a short rest as Whitney Thomas comes back into the IU lineup.
16-11 is our score. 11:15 to go in a half. Sarah McKay checks out with 7 points.
I have a feeling she won't be out too long.
Pass intended for Huna is taken away by Carrie Smith, and here comes Leah Enterline up the floor, number 31 in the crimson jersey. Forced shot up and in. Jamie Brown gives IU a 7-point lead.
That was one of those where you throw the ball up close to the basket, and I'll be darned if it didn't go in.
Julianne Huna misses about a 12-footer. Back comes IU up the floor. Enterline, the left-handed shot, a little strong, off the mark. Put back, no good by Whitney Thomas, but she draws the foul, and she'll go to the line for 2. Julianne Huna picks up her second foul, and that'll bring Samantha Edwards off the bench. 5th team foul for IPFW. Whitney Thomas, 51% free throw shooter, and that free throw attempt misses. Malfate back on the floor for IPFW, as well as Samantha Edwards. One more free throw attempt coming for Whitney Thomas. That's off the mark. Fight for the loose ball, and IU comes up with it. Jamie Brown wide open for 3. That hits the rim. Here comes Ashley Johnson. O'Connell for 3. Long, out of bounds. And they're going to say nobody touched it, so the ball goes over to IU. Hannah Tiki, number 2, a 5'9" freshman from Kokomo, makes her first appearance for head coach Chris Paul.
IPFW may be letting the game go at a little faster pace than they need to right now. IU's game is to go at a fast pace.
Jamie Brown wants to drive on Tiki, and there's a bump foul going to be called on Lisa Lott Malfate. Chris Paul has a look of, you got to be kidding me. 2 fouls on Lisa Lott. 6 team fouls with 9:53 to go in a half. 2 on Malfate, 2 on Nan Moore, and 2 on Julianne Huna. Oh, what a nice feed to Thomas, but she misses the shot, and Edwards gets the rebound. IU did everything right, but put the ball in the basket.
Yep, it was pretty close to being an alley-oop.
Tiki for 3. No. But Malfate gets the rebound. She takes it strong. Count it! And she is fouled. Nice, strong post move by Lisa Lott Malfate.
Nice job coming up with the loose ball, actually, off of the high rebound off the shot from the corner.
Foul was on Carrie Smith, her first. Lisa Lott Malfate, chance to make it a conventional 3-point play. Misses the free throw, however. 18-13 is our score with 9.5 minutes to go in the first half. Hoosiers on top. 3-point shot is missed by Robeson. Here comes Ashley Johnson. And she is fouled by Robeson. That is the first personal on Kim. Starla Williams, the number 15, a senior, making her first appearance of the day for IPFW. Starla is 6'2", out of Lyndhurst, Illinois.
At 6'2", Starla can make a real contribution in this game because Sarah McKay is back in for IU.
AJ trying to get the ball in, something the Dons have had trouble with in recent games. Johnson with the ball, 9:15 to go in a half. Back to Lewis Carlisle. JLC loses the ball. Thought she was tripped by Thomas. No call. Hoosiers on the run. Brown off the glass and misses. McKay, however, with the offensive rebound, and she misses. IU again gets possession. Enterline for 3. That's no good. And Williams with the board. 3 cracks at it for IU, Doc.
Yeah, a lot of offensive rebounding going on there.
Right now, IU has 17 rebounds to 11 for IPFW. Mastodons down 18-13 with 8:36 to go and a half. 8 in the shot clock. Lewis Carlisle in the trees, forces a shot up, no good. Williams gets it and she draws the foul. Good play by Starla Williams.
Foul on Interline.
Leah Interline picks up her second, team sixth, but Starla Williams will shoot her first, I believe her first free throws of the season.
I think you're right.
No, she has 1 for 1.
1 for 1.
That may be a good omen. First one is good. Tina Moen getting ready to come back on the floor for, I believe, for John Lewis Carlisle.
Yeah. John Lewis is taking a seat, catch a rest.
One more free throw attempt coming for Williams, and that one is good as well. The senior with a pair from the stripe draws IPFW to within 3, 18-15. Lob pass for McKay underneath. That's a miss. Ball is out of bounds, and it's last touch by Sarah McKay.
Yeah. That's good defense that time.
Well, it's obvious, Dave, what Felicia Jack wants to do to have her team lob the ball into the 6'7" Sarah McKay. Nearly a turnover by Johnson, but Tina Moen was able to come up with it. Ashley Johnson wheeling and dealing and gets it over midcourt. Moen inside for Williams. The shot is up, no good. Rebounded by Whitney Thomas, and the Hoosiers are on the run. Cross-court pass to Nikki Smith, who's back on the floor. Down to 7:45 and a half. IU up 18-15. Robeson watched by Moen. 8 on the shot clock. Robeson in the lane, off the glass, no, fight for the loose ball, it's out of bounds, and it will go to IPFW when we return. Timeout on the floor, 7.5 minutes to go until a halftime intermission. It's the Indiana Hoosiers 18, the IPFW Mastodons 15. You're watching IPFW Women's Basketball on College 5 Sports.
Mom, Dad, you know we love kids, and I've made a decision that will totally change my life. Cameron's too. It's a huge responsibility, leading someone into, who knows, communication or science or math. That's what life's all about, right? Learning so you can pass on knowledge to younger minds. Dad, Mom, I want to be a teacher.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
Life is good, but with a master's degree from IPFW, it could be even better. You could land a promotion, earn more money, become a leader in your field. And IPFW makes it easy, with affordable tuition, night and weekend classes, and more than 20 graduate programs from business to education to public affairs and more. Become the master of your future. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne, your graduate university.
Welcome back, everybody, to Hoopla, a celebration of women in basketball 2006. Along with Dave Skelton, this is Mike Miles. We're at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center. IPFW with the basketball, trailing Indiana 18-15. Ashley Johnson to Hannah Tiki. And Rick Foxon says Hannah drug her pivot foot and traveled with the basketball.
That 1-2-2 trap zone from IU has caused a little bit of difficulty for IPFW in setting up their offense.
Jamie Brown is number 23. Now a little high post action with Sarah McKay. Setting up a pick, give and go to McKay, and she travels with the ball. And she turned to Barb Smith, the official, and said, "What?" So IU now has committed 4 turnovers. Under 7 minutes here in the first half. Glad you could join us for IPFW women's basketball. Loose ball, and now a reach-in. IPFW compounds a turnover with a personal foul. Ray Bamelli is going to call Starla Williams for the infraction. That is her first, but the team's 7th.
So IU will be in the 1-1, the bonus now.
As a team, Indiana came into this game hitting just 63% of their free throws. Jamie Brown at the line, shooting 1 in the bonus. That's off the mark. Fight for the loose ball. IU gets it. So they get a fresh 30 to work with. IU now 1 of 6 at the foul line.
The Indiana women's team has the same problem at the free throw line that the men had yesterday down at Kentucky.
Indiana called for a traveling violation. Jonna Lewis Carlisle hustles to the scorer's table to check in, and she will replace Hannah Tiki. At this point, IPFW 6 of 22 from the floor for 27%. IU 8 of 21 for 38%. Edwards back up top to Moen, and a foul going to be called, I believe, on Nikki Smith. That is her second, but the 7th on the Hoosiers.
So IPFW will now go into the 1-on-1.
Checking in for IU is Shawnice Billington, a 5'5" freshman out of Hartford, Connecticut. Tina Moen, a sophomore from Norway, at the line. Knocks down the first one. That is Tina's first point of the ball game. Gets one more coming here. That one is good as well. IPFW now trailing by just a single point, 18-17.
And IPFW putting on some full court pressure, again, more for the purpose of disrupting things than for stealing the ball.
Pass intended.
Cause a turnover.
For Whitney Thomas is off her fingertips and goes out of bounds. 6th Hoosier turnover here in the first half. Mastodons can take the lead with the basket here.
Indiana's been in a drought for quite some time.
Cross corner pass to Jonna Lewis Carlisle. Fake to 3. 15 on the shot clock. Ball was tipped. Ashley Johnson gets it. Oh, they're going to call a palming violation on AJ. I think, Doc, she thought she might have been fouled.
Well, that and both players were going after the ball, so it was pretty hard to call.
IU with the basketball and a 1-point lead. It's Jamie Brown driving in off the glass. No! Loose ball picked up by Tina Moen. IPFW now doing a better job on the glass. Robeson is really hounding Ashley Johnson. Under 5.5 minutes left in the first half. 18-17 our score. IU on top. Edwards loses the ball. Has her pocket picked by Billington. IU lob pass inside. Thomas watched by Edwards. And she's called for traveling. Julianne Huna at the scorer's table waiting to check in if somebody blows the whistle or horn. Coming out is Starla Williams, and Doc Starla has done a nice job in her
Yes, she did.
time on the floor.
Used her height to good advantage in there. Helped to neutralize Sarah McKay.
Oh, here come the Dons. 5:06 and counting. They are down by 1, but they have the basketball. It's Jonna Lewis Carlisle. Moen will try a 3-ball off the rim. Thomas skies high and pulls the carom down. And now Rick Foxon calls a timeout. And I'm not sure why.
Well, I think he saw that Whitney Thomas had caught one in the nose.
Chris Paul asking Ray Bamelli in front of us, saying what happened, and he said that Whitney Thomas was poked in the eye, and that's why the whistle blew. Back to the action. Thomas has it to Brown. Give and go, and Thomas misses the bunny, misses the second shot. Third shot is no good by McKay, but there is a whistle. Foul called underneath, and I think Julianne Huna has just picked up her third foul.
Yeah, I think you're right. Natalie Roberts checking into the ball game.
8th team foul. 2-shot foul. Sarah McKay at the line. Makes the first. And there is Natalie Roberts, the 6'2" junior from Connorsville, sang our national anthem. One more free throw coming for McKay. And that is good as well. She's 3 of 3 at the line.
She's the only one to hit free throws for the Hoosiers.
20-17. Mastodons down by 3. It's 4:27 to go in the first half. Ashley Johnson stops, pops, hits the rim, no good. Fight for the loose ball. John Lewis Carlisle comes up with it. And IPFW will reset the offense. Roberts throws it away. Tried to get, I think, John Lewis Carlisle. 8th Mastodon turnover.
Yeah, the last 4 or 5 minutes have been an awful lot of turnovers, both teams.
Hoosiers up by 3 with the ball. Billington. Brown rubbing off a McKay pick, and Brown takes it all the way to the glass and in.
She had done that before, about 2 possessions ago, and looked as though she'd like to make that move, so she tried it again and got the layup this time.
22-17. Brown now with 4 points, and there's a whistle and a foul underneath. Foul was on Vanita Smart, first in the game. Timeout on the floor. 3:40 left in the first half. It's IU 22, IPFW 17. You're watching IPFW Women's Basketball and College 5 Sports.
Do you have everything you need? Paper, pencils?
We only ask that you do your best.
And make you a snack.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
Today's children are growing up in a world with AIDS.
Mama.
A world where 11 million people have died and 30 million others are infected with HIV. Over 1 million of them are children. AIDS increases poverty and endangers the well-being of children. Some become orphans, others die. By preventing infection today, we can protect our children tomorrow. The World Bank and its partners, fighting AIDS together.
Where was Tungate?
We are back at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center. You see the IPFW Mastodons breaking their huddle. 3:40 left until intermission. And IPFW, Dave Scouten, giving Indiana all they can handle. It's a 5-point lead for the Hoosiers, 22-17.
Yeah, they've stayed close. The lead has gotten up to maybe 6 or 7, and then IPFW comes back and closes the gap.
Ashley Johnson, 80% free throw shooter at the line, and she knocks down the first. AJ now with 5 points.
I think Coach Paul will be pleased with the free throw shooting this first half. That's been a problem for the Dons in some recent games.
Johnson makes them both. It's a 3-point deficit for IPFW. 22-19. Misses the shot. The rebound is picked up by Smart, and Vanita's shot is off the mark, but she is fouled as well. Natalie Roberts picks up her first foul. It's the 9th team foul on IPFW here in the first half. Vanita Smart is 3 of 4 at the line so far, make it 3 of 5 this year. She misses the first. Hoosiers having trouble at the stripe. They're just 3 of 9 thus far. Make it 4 of 10. The lead is up to 4, 23-19.
Whitney Thomas is back into the IU lineup, replacing Sarah McKay.
Now here come the Mastodons. That's Ashley Johnson moving the ball up from left to right on your television screen. skip pass to Roberts, back out to AJ. Three-pointer, yes! Big three-point field goal by Ashley Johnson.
Yeah, it was really something IPFW's been needing now. Their last several possessions.
AJ now with 9 points here in the first half. Under 3 minutes. That is Shanice Billington, number 14, with the ball. Forces her shot up. Roberts is tripped by Smart, and Natalie will be helped up by her teammates, and she'll walk all the way down to the other end. As you get a look at the IPFW Brain Trust, Chris Paul and his assistants, the Green Gals, Mahogany and Jenny.
IPFW is going to have an opportunity now going to the free throw line to tie this game and possibly take their first lead.
It's 2 personals on Vanita Smart. Here is Natalie Roberts. 1 and 1. Misses the shot. Rebounded by Jamie Brown. Still a 1-point Indiana lead with 2:40 to go in the first half. Hoosiers working the ball on the perimeter. Now they get it inside to Thomas. Wants to drive on Edwards, and Whitney Thomas forces her way in.
Probably one extra little step in there, but
Whitney Thomas with a half a dozen. The lead is up to 3. Edwards' baseline jumper is good.
Needed that. Good shot.
Samantha Edwards again brings IU to within 1. Baseline drive by Smart is good. IU starting to score a little bit more now. 27-24 is the score.
Tina Moen getting ready to check back into the IPFW lineup.
Ashley Johnson wants to work it. Tries to get O'Connell, and the pass is knocked out of bounds by Billington. Tina Moen going to check in for Samantha Edwards for IPFW. 11 on the shot clock, 1:45 on the first half game clock. IPFW trailing Indiana 27-24. For whatever reason, IPFW has had problems getting the ball in on an inbounds pass. John Lewis Carlisle was fouled trying a three-point shot by Whitney Thomas, and JLC will shoot not 1, not 2, but 3 free throws.
It's a break for IPFW.
It's the 10th team foul. John Lewis Carlisle, 75% free throw shooter coming into this game. Fortunately misses the first, but she has 2 more.
A little short on the first one. See if she can adjust that and get dead center. Nope, a little long that time.
1 more free throw coming. And 1:41 left in the first half. Mastodons trailing the Hoosiers 27-24. Make it 27-25. 1 out of 3 at the line for Lewis Carlisle. She has a half a dozen. Long three-point shot is good.
Carrie Smith.
Carrie Smith ups the Hoosier lead to 5, 30-25. It's the first field goal for Smith this afternoon. Down to a minute 15. Almost imperative that IPFW scores, and Ashley Johnson is fouled by Jamie Brown.
So Ashley will go to the line, shoot 2.
That is the first foul on Jamie Brown. Ashley Johnson, who hit a couple of free throws a short while back, will be back at the stripe. First free throw is good. One more free throw coming.
Perfect. So IPFW is hanging in there.
Again, trailing by just 3. And now a reach-in foul going to be called on Hillary O'Connell.
That'll send Carrie Smith to the line.
That is Hillary's first, but it's the team's 10th. So for the final 70 seconds of this first half, both teams in the double bonus, and Carrie Smith will try her luck at the charity stripe, and she misses the first.
She has the same kind of luck the rest of the team has had so far.
Chris Paul exhorting his troops to block out on defense. The second one rattles around, no good. Natalie Roberts with the rebound. Here come the Dons up the floor. Jenna Lewis-Carlisle. Nearly lost it. We're under a minute here in the first half. 30-27 our score. IU on top of IPFW. 13 on the shot clock. O'Connell looking for somebody in white. Lewis-Carlisle just inside the arc. It's long. Rebounded by Jamie Brown of IU.
Jamie comes out of the pack very quickly. She gets the ball down the floor.
Smith inside for Thomas. She traveled again, didn't get called, and she makes the bucket. Whitney Thomas gives IU a 5-point lead. She now has 8 points.
IPFW needs to protect the ball now in these last 19.9 seconds.
Well, Chris Paul calls a timeout, 30-second timeout to draw up a play. The shot clock is off, so Chris can have his team use up the entire 19.9 seconds. Keep up with IPFW women's basketball each week through the season by tuning into the Chris Paul Show. It is seen 3 times a week, Wednesdays at 6:30, Fridays at 6:30, and Saturday at 12:30. Coach Paul is joined by yours truly, Mike Moss. We review recent games, talk with players and guests, and preview upcoming action. Again, it's the Chris Paul Show. See it Wednesdays at 6:30, Fridays at 6:30, and Saturdays at 12:30 p.m. right here on College Access Channel 5. Hillary O'Connell will inbound a basketball for the Mastodons. And they're down 32-27 as we near the end of the first half. Be nice if the Dons could go out with a bucket. We're down to 13 seconds. Lewis-Carlisle for 3, yes!
Just what the doctor ordered.
32-30. And that's the way the first half will end. Big bucket by the junior from Lexington, Kentucky. Jenna Lewis-Carlisle draws IPFW. Oh, they're going to call it a long 2, not a 3. Let's make it 32-29, not 32-30 as we thought. But it is halftime, and we will take a break. And when we come back, we will review this first half and may have a special guest as well. Again, at halftime, it is Indiana 32, IPFW 29.
But I wanted the best out of my college choice. I wanted a great education and the campus life to go with it. Student housing, Division I sports, I found it all right here at IPFW. Hey, this is my university, my life, so it's gotta feel right. I'm really glad I chose IPFW. I love it here. Go to their website.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne, one university, 2 great names.
Nothing gets my blood pumping more than a packed stadium, fans cheering, and then the swish of a perfect basket. When I was diagnosed with colon cancer, it became an eerie silence. Early detection helped me, and it can help you too. Today, colon cancer can be treated with minimally invasive surgery, which will get you back in the game sooner than open surgery. I want you to meet my friend, Dr. Michael Harris, who's joined me in the fight.
Good one, Coach. Each year, more than 145,000 Americans will be diagnosed with colon cancer. It's the second largest cancer killer in the United States, but it doesn't have to be. Colon cancer is preventable, treatable, and if found early enough, beatable. If you're over 50 or have a family history of colon cancer, speak to your doctor, get screened, and understand your treatment options. Heads up, Coach.
Visit mybluestar.org and pass it on.
Salam.
Jam.
Salam. Hey, what?
Rita.
Apa ya, Pak?
Pa.
Mir. Shanti. Yep, Changyok di.
We all want the same thing.
Peace.
And Rotary clubs
Sola.
are making it happen.
Lucky.
Through international scholarships for young people to promote peace and understanding
La Fei.
around the world. Rotary. Humanity in motion.
Pizza! I must eat. Wait, what is this? Capsicum annum? Agaricus bisporus? Allium cepa?
Can we eat this?
Peppers, mushrooms, and onions. Eat your pizza, man.
Funny.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Hilliard Gate Sports Center, where it is halftime. Game 2 of Hoopla 2006. Mastodons trailing the Indiana Hoosiers 32-30. We are joined by Director of Athletics at IPFW, Mark Pope. And Mark, you have got to be pretty happy with the turnout and the action that's taken place, both the game before this one and this game with IPFW and IU.
Well, Mike, again, thank you for having me on, and thank you for everything that you're doing to help us get this program going. It's kind of a fun day. I told Chris before we went out here, what do you think? I mean, you're going up against a Big Ten team with Indiana written across their jerseys. He says, we're not afraid of them. We'll play them straight up, and he certainly has done that. A lot of energy, a lot of excitement from his squad, and hopefully they can just keep that rolling. The thing I fear is that second half, we're going to get tired. They've been throwing that press against us the whole game, and poor AJ, did she play the whole game? She's got to be dead tired at this point.
Mark, part of your role as athletic director is to mingle with the public and try to sell IPFW athletics. I know you've had a chance to mingle in the crowd. It's been a great crowd here today at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center. What are some of the comments that you have heard about Hoopla?
Nothing but positive. I think that people love the four local teams, Indiana, Ball State, Valpo, and ourselves. That's the kind of a thing we'd like to create here, continue to have the local teams here. We had Purdue last year. So to continue to rotate those ins. But I think people are, in fact, I was talking to a couple of folks up there, and the guy says, this is my first ever women's basketball game. I said, okay, what do you think? And he goes, it's more fun than the men's. Everybody has their own preference, but I think in terms of strategy, in terms of watching plays develop, that may well be true. So he's having a great time, and hopefully some others are too.
Briefly, I'll put you on the spot, and I'll let you go because I know you've got other people to see and other things to do. This is your number 2 of Hoopla. Where does it go from here?
Well, I think we continue to try it and just keep playing with it. I think Chris had the idea to bring it here to Gates, which I think is a fabulous venue. Chris loves this place and wants to play here, so I think we'll keep it here. We're talking to another Big Ten school, not necessarily in the state, but pretty darn close. And we may well try and build something around the University of Illinois next year, and then again bring in 2 more local squads and have a fun game.
Well, again, a great atmosphere here in the Gates Center, great crowd, and let's see if IPFW can come from behind and knock off the Big Ten Indiana Hoosiers in the second half.
It would be fun, wouldn't it? We'll see what happens.
We've been chatting with Mark Pope, Director of Athletics here at IPFW. We will take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk with Jeff Tungate, Associate Head Coach for the IPFW men's basketball team. It's halftime, 32-29 our score, IU on top. This is IPFW women's basketball on College 5 Sports.
I've gone away to a college where the class size is small. I've gone away to a college with a beautiful campus.
I've gone away to a college that cares about diversity.
I've gone away to a college where I get to live in my own apartment instead of living in a dorm room.
I've gone away to a college that really isn't that far away at all.
I go to IPFW.
IPFW.
I go to IPFW.
To find out more about college life at IPFW, go to our website. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
Living with diabetes is the pits. When I wake up, the first thing I have to do is check my blood sugar. I just want to feel like all the other kids without pricking my fingers or injecting myself with insulin.
Diabetes is rough on my whole family.
When I was diagnosed, my mom couldn't stop crying. But imagine a cure.
Right now, as many as 3 million children and adults are living with type 1 diabetes. They will never outgrow it. Some will face complications like kidney failure, blindness, and heart disease. That's why the science the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation is supporting is so critical. Imagine a cure.
While progress should never come to a halt, there are many places it should never come to at all. So we work locally with communities, businesses, and people like you to save precious places around the world. Forever. I'm Paul Newman. Help the Nature Conservancy save the last great places.
Are you in there? What's up? The show's at 7. Whoa.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
Halftime continues here at the Hilliard Gates Sports Center. IPFW trailing Indiana University 32-29, and we are happy now to be joined by associate head coach for the IPFW men's basketball team, Jeff Tungate. And Jeff, your impressions of women's basketball here?
Well, I tell you what, our women are really playing hard. They do a great job defensively, and Chris has done a great job with the program. And you know, it's really fun to watch them play because Indiana is obviously bigger and stronger in a lot of positions, but we're doing a really good job defensively and get a few of those threes to fall, and it's a whole different ball game here. And hopefully in the second half those shots will start to fall when we can pull it off.
Let's talk about the men's basketball team here at the university. Tough go yesterday against Kent State, the game in which IPFW trailed by 2 at the half, had an 8-point lead a little over 4 minutes into the second half, but Kent State showed why they've won 20 or more games for, I think, 8 years in a row. They rallied with a 17-4 run and won by 10, 79-69.
Yeah, you know, we just haven't learned how to close games yet. We made a great run, really played good basketball. I think we got up 48-40, and next thing you know, a minute and a half later, it's 48-47, and we just haven't been able to get it done on the defensive end and get the stops we need. And you know, our guys need to learn from the women's program. They do a great job on the defensive end and know how to get stops, and we haven't learned that yet. We've got to do a much better job defensively to win.
In the team's defense, you played 3 quality opponents. Air Force in the last week. Air Force ranked 23rd in the country. Michigan State ranked 25th. And Kent State 22-8 a year ago. 3 quality opponents.
Yeah, you know, we are playing good competition, but you still have to defend. And that's something that, you know, I think Tony Jasek, one of our other assistants, made a comment today. There's 120 Division I games last night, and 69 points would have been enough to win 90 of them.
Wow.
So, you know, we've got to get better defensively no matter who we're playing, whether it's a Michigan State, a Kent State, or an Air Force. Because if we don't start defending now, you know, that's the biggest thing we've got to change.
This is your second year here at the university. How are you liking it?
I really enjoy it. The city of Fort Wayne's a great place to raise a family, and the school's been very supportive of what we're trying to do with the program, and it's been a real good situation. And you know, you look at the crowd today, you just see that people have a love for basketball in the state of Indiana, especially in the city of Fort Wayne, and it's been a real good move and something that my wife and I and son really enjoy. He's here at the game today and just really enjoy being at IPFW in Fort Wayne.
Well, we appreciate you taking a little bit of time to chat with us. Hang in there. Better things are coming for the men's team. Even though they're 3-7, there are some winnable games ahead on the schedule. And like I say, keep it going.
We'll keep working. We'll keep getting better.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thanks, Mike.
It's Associate Head Coach Jeff Tungate from the IPFW men's team. Take another break. Bring Dave Scouten back. Look at the numbers and get ready for the start of the second half. 32-29 our score. IU on top of IPFW at the break. This is IPFW women's basketball on College 5 Sports.
You know, if she continues to spill product at a rate of 3 per hour, unit cost, say 60 cents. Factor in breakage, downtime, lost sales, you're looking at $2,400 a month. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
When it comes to dogs, cats, and kids, sharing just comes naturally. They share their toys, their beds, even their favorite snacks. But pets and people can share other things as well, like disease. Zoonotic diseases are illnesses that can be transmitted from animals to humans, like leptospirosis, or diseases that affect both people and pets, like Lyme disease. Fortunately, you can help reduce the risk by visiting your veterinarian. Your veterinarian can help protect against zoonotic disease and potentially harmful parasites. Most important, a wellness exam from your veterinarian twice a year can help detect, treat, or prevent health problems before they become serious. So share affection, not illness, and ask your veterinarian about zoonotic disease protection for all your loved ones. A message from the American Veterinary Medical Association and your local veterinarians.
Each year, more than 145,000 Americans will be diagnosed with colon cancer. It's the second largest cancer killer in the United States, but it doesn't have to be. Colon cancer is preventable, treatable, and if found early enough, beatable. If you are over 50 or have a family history of colon cancer, speak to your doctor, get screened, and understand your treatment options. Heads up, Coach.
Visit mybluestar.org and pass it on.
Time to look at highlights and numbers from the first half here at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center. Dave Scout and a long three-point field goal by Ashley Johnson there.
Yeah, and it was one of those that after some good ball movement around the perimeter, that time a nice jumper off of the baseline by Samantha Edwards.
John Lewis Carlisle got into the act.
That's the one that was a 2 rather than a 3.
Right. Again, it's halftime, 32-29 to score. Briefly, the numbers. 13 of 31 from the floor for IU, 42%. Mastodons 9 of 28 for 32%. Both teams have hit 2 3-point field goals. IU's tried it 6 times, Mastodons 12. 4 of 12 for Indiana at the foul line. 9 of 13 for IPFW. Assists 7 of 6 in favor of the Hoosiers. IU controlling the boards 25-18, and they have twice as many steals, 4 to 2. Those are the team numbers individually. Sarah McKay, the 6'7" center from BC, 9 points. Whitney Thomas out of Chicago with 8, and Heritage product Leah Interline with 5. Ashley Johnson with 11, John Lewis Carlisle with 8, and Samantha Edwards with 4 for IPFW. What do the Dons have to do in the second 20 minutes, Doc?
Well, they've got to shoot better. They've really had some difficulties with the shooting from the field. Their free throw shooting has picked up a little bit. But the one place that Indiana has had the advantage is in the field goal shooting at nearly 42% compared to IPFW's 32%.
Original starting 5 for both teams back out on the floor. That means it's Smith, Thomas, Brown, Enterline, and McKay for Indiana. Johnson, Lewis Carlisle, Moore, Edwards, and Malfate for IPFW. And here we go, IU with the basketball as we start the second 20 minutes of play, and a nice defensive move by Ashley Johnson forces a jump ball.
Ashley's pumped up today. She's excited. She's in there.
Well, she played the entire first half. She played the entire 40 minutes on Tuesday night down at IUPUI, a game that the Mastodons won 59-50. Senior out of Kokomo now has the basketball. Malfate at the foul and wants to drive on McKay. Forces a shot up and draws the foul.
I think it's going to be on Thomas. Yeah.
Whitney Thomas now with 3 personals. That's the first in the second half. And Lisa Lott Malfate, she is just it's just a freshman, I should say, 6'3" tall out of Wetteren, Belgium. And she knocks the first free throw down. We have played just 18 seconds. As you saw the replay. The second free throw is good as well.
Nice job at the free throw line by Lisa Lott.
Dons to within 1. Back comes IU. Jamie Brown, 16-footer, bounces off the glass and in.
The bank is open.
Wow. The lead back up to 3. Back comes IPFW. Edwards' baseline jumper is good, and maybe IPFW is going to start shooting the ball better.
Well, that was a good offensive set that time. Found the open shot, got the baseline jumper.
Samantha Edwards with a half a dozen. Lob pass into McKay. Nearly travels. Gets it back out. 10 on the shot clock. Enterline with the basketball. Leah. Charging foul called on Leah Enterline. And that is her 3rd foul. Team 2nd. So both Whitney Thomas and Leah Enterline with 3 personal fouls here early in the second half. IPFW could retake the lead. They've had it on one occasion. Malfate, top of the key. Work it around. Baseline jumper by Edwards, off the mark, and the Dons fight for it. Malfate nearly traveled. Samantha Edwards knocks it down.
From the same spot, and they have the lead.
35-34, 18-15 to go. Edwards with 8. See if this crowd gets fired up. Thomas on Malfate, forces a shot up, hits the rim, no good, and Moore comes down with it.
She was lucky she got any part of the rim.
Coast to coast, misses, but AJ short on the second shot.
Got a nice offensive rebound, but the putback was really short.
Jamie Brown watched by Nan Moore, pair of 23s. Enterline rubs off a McKay pick. Oh, wide open is Whitney Thomas. On the feed from Sarah McKay, IU retakes the lead, 36-35. Whitney Thomas now in double figures with 10 points. Ashley Johnson, they say, stepped on the end line.
So another turnover.
Coming in for Indiana is Michelle Carr, a 6'1 freshman out of Detroit.
Her first action here tonight.
Comes with 17 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the second half. IU up by a single point, 36-35. Enterline watched by Jonna Lewis Carlisle. Nearing the 17-minute mark. Oh, collision between Samantha Edwards and Michelle Carr, and they're going to call Samantha Edwards for the foul. That is Sam's first, team first here in the second half. Hanatiki in 4, Nan Moore for the Dons.
IU inbounds the ball underneath the basket and get a quick one. Sarah McKay.
McKay ups the Hoosier lead. 2-3 at 38-35. Ashley Johnson moving it around. John Lewis Carlisle. Tiki for 3. Short. Rebounded by Carr of IU. Hoosiers moving from left to right on your TV screen here in the second half. Battle underneath with Malfate and Carr. Carr wants to drive on her. Pull-up jumper off the mark. McKay with the bunny. Advantage of being 6 feet, 7 inches tall.
Yeah, she doesn't jump exceptionally well, but she doesn't need to.
Sarah McKay now with 13 points. Edwards again a baseline jumper, in and out. Back comes IU down the floor. Brown coast to coast. Knocks down the jumper. All of a sudden, IU is going on a run.
Yeah, I think the Mastodons got their attention when they took a brief 1-point lead a little bit ago.
Dons were up 1. IU's ripped off 8 in a row. Malfate off the mark on a 3. Back come the Hoosiers. Skip pass. 3-point shot by Brown. Off the mark. Lewis Carlisle with the board. 3-on-3, and Jonna Lewis Carlisle will now hold it up.
And that was a nice job that time by Malfate on the defensive board. Tipped that ball out so that Jonna could get a rebound.
We're nearing the 15-minute mark. 13 on the shot clock. Lewis Carlisle. Watched by Enterline. Jumper, yes! 3-pointers, says Barb Smith. And IPFW calls a timeout. 30 becomes a 60. We'll take a break. You're watching IPFW Women's Basketball on College 5 Sports.
Mom, Dad, you know we love kids, and I've made a decision that will totally change my life. Cameron's too. It's a huge responsibility, leading someone into, who knows, communication or science or math. That's what life's all about, right? Learning so you can pass on knowledge to younger minds. Dad, Mom, I want to be a teacher.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
Life is good, but with a master's degree from IPFW, it could be even better. You could land a promotion, earn more money, become a leader in your field. And IPFW makes it easy, with affordable tuition, night and weekend classes, and more than 20 graduate programs from business to education to public affairs and more. Become the master of your future. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. Your graduate university.
Replay, Dave Scouten. John Lewis Carlisle steps back behind the arc and knocks down a tray.
Drills it dead center.
42-38 is the score. IU with the basketball and the 4-point lead. And there's a steal by John Lewis Carlisle.
Great anticipation that time by Jonna.
Wheels and deals and misses the shot. Samantha Edwards forces up the rebound and puts it home.
I think somebody in the red uniform had a hand on it, but it went in.
The lead is cut to 2. Samantha Edwards now in double figures with 10 points.
Whitney Thomas getting ready to check back in for Indiana.
Brown thought, a lot of people thought you might have palmed the ball. 10 on the shot clock. Smith wants to drive on Johnson. Cut off, spin move, shot blocked by Huna. And they're going to call fouls it on Johnson or Julianne Huna.
Well, we'll see.
This will be big. They're going to call AJ for the foul. And that is her first. And we have timeout on the floor. 14:08 left. Stay where you are. It's Indiana 42, IPFW 40. You're watching IPFW Women's Basketball on College 5 Sports.
Do you have everything you need? Paper, pencils?
We only ask that you do your best.
I made you a snack.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
Salam.
Jam.
Salam. Ewa.
Ride. Apa? Pa.
Mir. Shanti. Nghiệp chẳng nhóc đi.
We all want the same thing.
Peace.
And Rotary clubs
Sola.
are making it happen.
Lucky.
Through international scholarships for young people to promote peace and understanding
La paix.
around the world. Rotary. Humanity in motion.
14:08 left here in the second half. IU on top of IPFW 42-40. Dave Scouten. Each team has shot the ball 39 times from the floor. IU has made a few more than IPFW.
Yeah, their percentage is at 46.
Nikki Smith, they're saying it was a shooting foul. Nikki Smith is at the free throw line and
shooting 2.
She makes the first. And that is her first point of the afternoon, and she makes the second as well. The lead back up to 4. 44-40.
IPFW needs to show good offensive patience.
Tiki for 3. Yes!
We'll take that. That's patient enough.
44-43. Hannah Tiki in the book with her first field goal of the afternoon. IPFW is hanging tough with 13:40 to go. Thomas wants to drive on Edwards. Banks it off the glass and in. The sophomore from Chicago.
Thomas is a good inside player.
Now has a dozen. The lead back up to 3 for Indiana. Huna loses it off her foot. Race for it. Scrum at midcourt. And they're going to call a foul. They're going to call a foul on Johnny Lewis Carlisle of IPFW. And Chris Paul is beside himself.
For undercutting, you suppose, or what?
Evidently so. Barb Smith made the call.
Looked like they both dove for the ball and both got there about the same time.
JLC's first, team third here in the second half. Possession for IU, up by 3. Give and go. Thomas again takes that stutter step and knocks it down. 48-43 to score. Tiki again for three.
Do you think she feels it?
I hope she feels it if you're an IPFW fan.
Give me that ball, she says.
Back-to-back trays for the freshman Hannah Tiki. 48-46.
And that last one wasn't just barely behind the arc. That was a couple of steps back.
Jamie Brown watched by John Lewis Carlisle. Nearly a steal. 10 on the shot clock. Don's trying for a defensive stop. Thomas on Huna. Shot is partially blocked by Julianne Huna, and Samantha Edwards picks it up. Good play by Julianne Huna there.
Yeah, she did a nice job. Held her head.
AJ has her shot blocked. She thought she was fouled along with the IPFW faithful. Coming back is IPFW, and they missed a bunny, but Thomas on the putback. Whitney Thomas has taken over the inside for Indiana here in the second half.
Sarah McKay getting ready to check back in for IU, and Lisa Lott Malfate for IPFW.
AJ off the mark, gets her own rebound. Tiki for three! Off the rim. And Smith pulls it down for IU. Nikki Smith will slow things down. 11:35 to go, 50-46 our score. Hoosiers on top. Brown trying to rub off a couple of picks. Oh, nice give and go to Smart.
Great backdoor look.
The lead up to 6. 52-46. Anita Smart now with 5 points. Tiki fires a shot up, misses, but she draws the foul, and she'll shoot a couple.
It's probably the third one, yep.
Whitney Thomas now is called for her third foul, and again we have a timeout on the floor. 11:04 to go. It's Indiana 52, IPFW 46. We hope you're enjoying College 5 Sports telecast of IPFW women's basketball. We're back in a moment. There you get a very good look at Chris Paul, the first-year head coach at IPFW. He actually took over mid-season last year. He's talking with Rick Foxen, one of the officials. 11:04 left here at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center. Game 2 of Hoopla 2006. Hannah Tiki will be at the free throw line, the 5'9" freshman from Kokomo, shooting a pair, and she knocks down the first. Dave Scouten, she has scored 7 points here in the second half. A couple of long-distance field goals.
Yeah, she's given us some offensive production when we desperately needed some.
Makes the second free throw as well. The lead down to 4, 52-48. Now IPFW going to play a little defense, full court style. Sarah McKay back on the floor for IU. An imposing figure at 6 feet 7 inches tall. Leah Enterline also on the floor. Smart with the basketball. Nikki Smith. 5 on the shot clock. Lob pass knocked away by Lisa Lott Malfate. Good defense.
Great defense. She's very alert.
And here comes IPFW back up the floor, going from right to left on your TV screen. Ashley Johnson has a lot of desire. Loses the ball, and there'll be a jump ball. And on the possession, it goes over to IU. You cannot question the heart of the 5'8" senior from Kokomo, Ashley Johnson.
That's for sure. She'll come back the next time and get the job done.
Carrie Smith back on the floor for the Hoosiers. Enterline trying to maneuver. Smart travels with the basketball. 11 turnovers now on Indiana. IPFW has turned it over just 12 times. Here come the Dons as we near the midway mark of the second half. Tiki, double teamed. Natalie Roberts is back on the floor. IU's trying to really close up the defense. Lewis Carlisle has a shot blocked, and here come the Hoosiers on the run. Smith coast to coast, and that shot is partially blocked.
Good job by Hannah.
JLC all the way off the glass. She makes it, and she's fouled.
Yeah, that whole sequence was triggered by a great defensive stop on a breakaway by Indiana. And Hannah Hickey got there and stopped the ball.
Foul is going to be called on Leah Enterline, and that is her fourth.
Yeah, that could be important to the Hoosiers.
9:29 to go. Lewis Carlisle misses the free throw, but Roberts fights for it. Oh, Barb Smith says it went off of Roberts last. It was either Roberts or McKay. Or are they going to call it?
Yeah, it's IPFW ball off of McKay.
She actually pointed at Natalie Roberts. 52-50 to score. Mastodons down by 2 with the basketball. And AJ again having to get it in.
Indiana that time set up in the zone defense.
Jamie Brown back on the floor for IU, replacing Leah Enterline, who checks out with 4 fouls. Jenna Lewis Carlisle way out top. Tiki for 3, yes! Hannah Tiki gives IPFW a 53-52 lead.
Freshman with ice water in her veins today.
IU coming back. There's a Brown three-pointer, and that misses. Loose ball. AJ picks it up. Johnson on the run. Pull-up jumper off the rim. Smith with the rebound. That's Carrie Smith. And it's a reach-in foul as Jamie Brown was heading for the basket. Hannah Tiki picks up her first foul, 4th team foul. Good foul, Dave. I think Jamie Brown was really intent on making that layup. She makes the first free throw, which ties the game at 53. 8:45 left on the second half game clock. Smart back in. Second free throw bounces around and in.
And Whitney Thomas back in for the Hoosiers.
IU up by 1. Mastodons with basketball. There's Paul in front of our location. Ball was kicked by IU. It'll be well, it won't be a full 30. Then college basketball now, if it's under 15 seconds and the ball is kicked, they reset the shot clock to 15. 8:27 on the game clock. Ashley Johnson to inbound it. Tiki for 3. Off the rim. Lewis Carlisle with the rebound.
Good job going after the long rebound.
IPFW now getting better on the boards. They've gotten 29 caroms. There's a ball taken away. Not the best pass by Ashley Johnson. Jamie Brown with it for IU. Under 8 minutes to go here in the second half. Indiana on top, 54-53. Smith forces up a shot and draws the foul. It is Nikki Smith. Natalie Roberts picks up her second foul. 5th team foul, and we've got timeout on the floor. 7:55 left. Hoosiers 54, Mastodons 53. You're watching IPFW Women's Basketball on College 5 Sports.
Pizza! I must eat. Wait, what is this? Capsicum anum? Agaricus bisporus? Allium Sepa?
Can we eat this?
Peppers, mushrooms, and onions. Eat your pizza, man.
Funny.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
Parents, there's something you can do to protect your kids from drugs and alcohol. Combine ground beef with egg, tomato sauce, breadcrumbs, and spices. Bake in an oven-safe pan at 350 for 50 minutes. Serve hot.
This is Jamie Lee Curtis. Children who eat dinner with their families are less likely to smoke, drink, or use drugs. So, have dinner together every day.
Delicious.
A message from CASA, the National Center on Addiction and Substance Abuse at Columbia University.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Hilliard Gate Sports Center here on the campus of IPFW, along with Dave Scout, and this is Mike Maz. 7:55 to go. Who would have thunk it, Doc? IPFW hanging around, trailing IU by just a point, 54-53.
Been a really good ball game. Indiana now is picking up a little bit on their free throw shooting.
Nikki Smith at the line, and she knocks both free throws down.
And they're above 50% for the first time today.
Johnson in the paint, gets the friendly roll. Ashley Johnson again brings IU to within a point, 56-55. Lob pass for McKay underneath. And she stepped on the end line.
Yep, either that or dribbled the ball out of bounds, one or the other.
IPFW rather doing a better job fronting and backing McKay here in the second half. 7:20 to go. The Mastodons with a chance to retake the lead. And they clear it out for Ashley Johnson. Lob pass to Huna. Malfate back to Julianne Huna. Oh, nice spin move. Shot up and in.
A little high-low action there on the two post people in there, and a great move.
That's Julianne Huna's first points of the day, but it gives the Dons a 1-point lead. 6:50 to go. Smart spin move. Shot up and in. Back and forth we go.
Patience is the word, because there's still a lot of time left in this game.
7 points for Smart. Huna wants to drive on McKay. Double teamed and she loses the ball, and there's a tie-up. Possession remains with IPFW. Carrie Smith, number 44, back on the floor for Sarah McKay for IU. 12 seconds on the shot clock. 6:28 on the game clock. Ashley Johnson to inbound it. Lob pass to Huna. Julianne Huna. Give and go. Underneath. Bank shot is good.
Nice feed from AJ. Inside, outside, and then back inside.
4 points for the sophomore from Germany. Again, IPFW with the lead. 59-58 as we near the 6-minute mark. Brown. Bounce past Thomas and Malfate are really dueling it out. They're going to call Lisa Lott Malfate for the foul, and she is unhappy. It is her third, team sixth.
The next foul on IPFW will put Indiana in the 1-and-1.
Samantha Edwards in for Lisa Lott Malfate. There's a chance right now, Dave, where Lisa Lott, the freshman, just has to collect her thoughts.
Yeah, catch her breath, get ready to come back in and give us a good solid 3 or 4 minutes at the end.
Lob pass for Thomas. Ball is, they're going to call foul. Is that on Huna? No, it's on Jonna Lewis Carlisle.
Jonna Lewis.
They were both there. Jonna picks up her second, team 7th. So Whitney Thomas, who has scored 16 points, misses the first free throw.
Yeah, that shot didn't look good from the time it left her hands.
Thomas now 0 for 3 at the foul line. Second shot rattles in and out. Huna with the board. IPFW dodges a pair of bullets there.
And this may be the first time in the game tonight where IPFW has had the ball and the lead.
Ashley Johnson, coast to coast. Short on the shot. Thomas with the rebound. Ashley thought she might draw the foul. Wasn't the case there. 5.5 minutes to go. IPFW up 1. Smart shake free of Tiki and banks it off the glass.
Smart's a good-looking freshman when she gets that drive and gets inside. She's got good moves, uses the glass.
She scored the last 4 Indiana points. AJ Short on the shot. Thomas outduels Samantha Edwards for the rebound. Thomas now with 13 rebounds today. We're under 5 minutes to go. IU up by a point. Brown takes it strong and draws the foul, and that'll be 4 on Julianne Huna. So Julianne,
just a tick under 5 minutes. Great ball game.
Jamie Brown is just a freshman. She knocks the first one down. Isolot Malfate checks back in. One more free throw coming for Jamie Brown. And IU calls the timeout after the successful free throw. It is a 60-second timeout. IU up 62-59. And we'll take a break. You're watching IPFW Women's Basketball on College 5 Sports.
I guess I'm like most kids. I work hard, I go to class, and I want a degree that's going to mean something. I had offers from other universities, but I wanted the best out of my college choice. I wanted a great education and the campus life to go with it. Student housing, Division I sports, I found it all right here at IPFW. Hey, this is my university, my life, so it's got to feel right. I'm really glad I chose IPFW. I love it here. Go to their website.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
Are you in there? What's up? The show's at 7. Whoa.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
Back to the action here at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center. Jenna Lewis Carlisle just ties up the game with a 3-pointer. .62 apiece. Brown back misses, and Malfate with the board. 4:15 to go. IPFW 62, Indiana 62.
Coach Ball urging his team to take the ball out front now, set up, move the ball. Hit a good shot.
Malfate watched by Carrie Smith. Johnson for 3, yes! Big 3-pointer by Ashley Johnson.
You think she was happy about that? She jumped for joy.
The Dons are up by 3. Lob pass, Whitney Thomas banks it in. Thomas is a nice player. And we've got a whistle.
Yeah, Thomas ended up on the floor, and Malfate didn't see her, backed onto her, and she went to the floor.
And we have a timeout on the floor, I think.
Immediate
It
timeout.
is. 3:42 left. Hey, we hope you've enjoyed it. Don't go anywhere. IPFW on top of IU 65-64. We're back in a moment with more IPFW women's basketball here on College 5 Sports.
Living with diabetes is the pits. When I wake up, the first thing I have to do is check my blood sugar. I just want to feel like all the other kids without pricking my fingers or injecting myself with insulin.
Diabetes is rough on my whole family.
When I was diagnosed, my mom couldn't stop crying. But imagine a cure.
Right now, as many as 3 million children and adults are living with type 1 diabetes. They will never outgrow it. Some will face complications like kidney failure, blindness, and heart disease. That's why the science the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation is supporting is so critical. Imagine a cure.
3:42 left here at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center. IPFW 65, Indiana 64. Mastodons with the basketball. IU full court pressure and passed, and then more bounces off her fingertips and out of bounds. 14th Mastodon turnover. Now IU has a chance to retake the lead underneath their own basket. Jamie Brown looking for somebody, and now has a foul away from the ball. And they're going to call a player control foul on Michelle Carr. Her first, team fifth.
Interesting series of events down there so far.
Johnny Lewis Carlisle loses it. Scrum. Loose ball, and it's, whoa, elbows flying. IU had, well, I'm not sure what it is.
Has the ball and a timeout.
Felicia Jack is really not happy with the officials. 30-second timeout credited to IU. For tickets to IPFW athletic events, call 260-481-6000, or you can go to the IPFW Athletics website, www.gomastodons.com. Tickets are available for individual events, or ticket packages are available for both men's and women's basketball seasons as well. Again, the phone number, 260-481-6000. The website, www.gomastodons.com.
Okay, Indiana inbound the ball on the side court.
And they are trailing by one, 65-64.
They've got a full 30-second clock to work with.
Whitney Thomas to Nikki Smith. Back to Thomas.
IPFW playing great defense.
Oh, elbow, got away with it. Shot is no good. Thomas will shoot a pair. Malfate's going to pick up the foul, and that's 4 on Lisa Lott. So Whitney Thomas, who has scored 18 points so far here, misses the first free throw. Dave, she's 0 for 5 at the free throw line.
Yeah, she hasn't had a good-looking free throw yet.
Second free throw coming.
Spoke too soon.
That one's good. We are tied with 3:17 to go. 65 apiece. Johnny Lewis Carlisle will launch up a three. No good. Tip fought for and controlled by Thomas. Here comes IU up the floor. Brown, baseline drive. Pass picked off by Ashley Johnson. 2:45 to go. Tied at 65. Johnson, watched by Brown. Now Johnny Lewis Carlisle has the ball. Baseline drive, kicks it out. Samantha Edwards off the rim. Nikki Smith with the rebound. Don's had a good look, Doc, just couldn't knock it down.
Yeah, they had the shot that could go.
Down to 2:15.
Hannah Tiki getting ready to come back in.
Michelle Carr looks for a teammate. Launches one inside the arc, no good. Rebounded, fought for. Scrum, and a jump ball will be called, and IU will retain possession. 2:01 to go. Hannah Tiki, number 2. Julianne Hoonan, number 50, coming in for IPFW. Nan Moore and Samantha Edwards check out.
2:01 on the clock.
Fresh 30 seconds on the shot clock. Hoosiers inbounding it underneath their own basket. Nikki Smith has the size advantage on John Lewis Carlisle. She's able to corral that pass. Smith wants to drive. They say the ball went off of John Lewis Carlisle, out of bounds, no foul. .153 to go. Sarah McKay back on the floor for Michelle Carr for the Hoosiers. For a possible lob pass, you see Chris Paul on one knee. There's that lob pass. McKay. The jumper is off the rim. Fight for the ball, and Brown. Oh, it's picked up by Lewis Carlisle.
Yeah, Brown got the offensive board, then went to pass it, and there was John Lewis Carlisle waiting for that pass.
1:38 to go. Ashley Johnson over midcourt, and Chris Paul calls a 30-second timeout. Woo! We're tied at 65 with 1:36 left.
Might be a good time to say in regulation.
Here's the upcoming schedule for IPFW women's basketball. A week from today, they'll be at Champaign-Urbana, Illinois, taking on the Fighting Illini, another Big Ten school. Then on Thursday, December 21st, they're at Northern Iowa. And then they're back home here at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center on Saturday, December 23rd against Marygrove College out of Detroit, a 1 p.m. tip-off. So at Illinois, at Northern Iowa, and home to Marygrove. That's up next for Chris Paul and his IPFW Mastodons. Chris talking to referee Barb Smith. IPFW now down to 2 timeouts, a full and a 30. IU has 2 30s to work with. Ashley Johnson, the inbound. Gets it to Hannah Tiki. We may see a 3-ball right here.
We do. There it is.
Off the rim. No good. Rebounded by Jamie Brown. She has played very well today for Indiana. 1:23 to go. Tied 65 apiece. Thomas on the wing. Back to Brown. 12 on the shot clock.
The team that takes the best care of the ball here is going to be
Thomas on Malfait. Turnaround shot is good. Whitney Thomas puts IU on top, 67-65.
Time for the Dons to relax, get a good offensive set. Plenty of time left.
AJ watched. There's Huna up top. Thomas reached in, no foul. 12 on the shot clock, 45 on the game clock. AJ, 16-footer is short. And out of bounds it goes. IU will get the ball with 40.7 seconds left. Whitney Thomas will inbound it. IPFW full court pressure.
And no need to foul. Again, a lot of time.
There's a reach-in foul on John Lewis Carlisle, and Chris Paul not happy. Jonna with her 3rd personal foul. It's the 10th team foul. 34.3 seconds left, and Jamie Brown will shoot a pair. Misses the first. She's now 4 out of 6.
A little short on that one.
This is a big free throw. IPFW being exhorted by their coach to block out.
And Indiana has a foul to give.
Loose ball on the miss, and IU gets it. And Felicia Jack from the bench calls a timeout.
Yeah, now the clock is a factor. 29 seconds on the shot clock, 30.8 on the game clock. So there's only a minute, 0.8, or 1.8 seconds difference here. IPFW's got to pick out the right person to foul, although with Indiana, that could be most anybody.
Want to remind you to tune into the replay of this game between IPFW and Indiana. Monday night, December 11th, 9 o'clock. That's when this game will air. May air again later in the week. We will see. Right now, 30.8 seconds left. Indiana 67, IPFW 65. Hoosiers with the basketball underneath their own basket.
Critical possession right here.
Malfait and Huna both on the floor for IPFW with 4 fouls. Nikki Smith, watched by Hannah Tiki. Smith to her right, and now there's a reach-in foul Hannah can't believe it. That's her second.
And that's going to send Nikki Smith, to the line.
Now, Nikki Smith, 80% free throw shooter coming in, and today she is 4 for 4. 2 big ones coming up right now. First one is good. The lead is 3, 68-65. This would make it a 2-possession game. Still time, 22 seconds left. That one good as well. And IU calls their final timeout. Their final 30-second timeout. So they're out of timeouts. Chris Paul has 2 to work with.
Nikki Smith was a cool customer that time. Stepped up there and calmly put in 2 free throws. That makes this a 4-point lead. It's going to be tough.
The thing here too, Dave, it's a 4-point game, but IPFW doesn't need the 3 necessarily.
No.
They need points.
That's right.
They could take the 2, call the timeout, and set up their defense. What a performance today by the IPFW Mastodons.
Yeah, this has been a really good game. Fans have gotten their money worth here today.
Shauna Lewis Carlisle will inbound it. IU full court pressure. Here comes AJ up the floor. Down to 17 seconds. Johnson in the lane, forces a shot up, no good. Fight for the rebound, jump ball. IPFW has it. 12.9 seconds left, and Chris Paul says, talk it over. I believe he'll use the 30. 60-second timeout called by Chris Paul, leaving him with 1 30-second timeout left. Well, the wheels are in motion, Dave Skelton.
Yeah, they are. Both teams are getting a little breather here to go into this last 12.9 seconds.
Again, this is game 2 of Hoopla 2006. In game 1, Valparaiso had as much as a 9-point lead on 2 occasions, once in each half, but Ball State rallied, took the lead with 4.5 minutes to go, and the Cardinals improved to 6-1 with a 68-59 win over the Crusaders. Ball State defeated IPFW at Ball State 3 weeks ago. IPFW will play Valparaiso on January 24th. Also a reminder, our next live telecast of IPFW men's basketball is Monday, December 18th at 7 o'clock. The Mustangs of Mary Grove College out of Detroit come to the Memorial Coliseum. Catch that one as well on Digital 33.2 and Comcast 252. That is Monday, December 18th, 7 o'clock, IPFW and Mary Grove. Well, here we go. John Lewis Carlisle will inbound it to Ashley Johnson. They work it around. Huna, they can't give up. Lewis Carlisle knocks down a 3, and a timeout called immediately with 5.8 seconds to go. 69-68. You can't ask for anything more.
No, you can't.
Final timeout called by Chris Paul. IU has to get the inbounds pass in. Also, almost might not be a bad idea for the Dons to foul right away. Even if IU makes the free throws, it's a 3-point game, and
That's
IU
right.
still has one more shot at it.
In fact, they'll have to foul they'll go for a steal and foul at the same time if they can't steal it.
John Lewis Carlisle now with 19 points, Ashley Johnson 15, Anna Tiki 11, and Samantha Edwards 10. They're in double figures. Whitney Thomas 21 points and 14 rebounds for IU, leading the Hoosiers. Here we go. Thomas to inbound it, reaching. Yeah, turnover caused by John Lewis Carlisle off the hand of Nikki Smith.
And I think IPFW is also out of timeouts.
Yes, 5 seconds to go. Ashley Johnson to inbound it. Here we go. AJ looking for somebody in white. She's got to get it in. Lewis Carlisle. Lewis has almost lost the ball. 2.8 seconds. Still time to catch the pass, plant, and shoot.
A little better spot to inbound on the side of the floor.
The Dons stack up in an eye. Lewis Carlisle gets it. Here we go. JLC passes off. She can't get the shot off. And that is it. What a heartbreaker for IPFW. Indiana hangs on and wins this matchup by a final score of 69 to 68.
I don't know about you, Mike, but I'm exhausted.
Hoosiers go to 8-2. Mastodons drop to 4-4. What a game here at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center. Doc, let's take a break, catch our breath, and then we'll do the quick post-game show. Again, the final, Hoosiers 69, Mastodon 68. We'll take a break. You're watching IPFW Women's Basketball on College 5 Sports.